Hi, welcome back. On this video we're going to be talking about dark energy, so I'm going to try and make it a little bit light because obviously it's a little bit of a dark topic, but anyway, here we go. So in a previous video we talked about expanding and contracting energy being the basis of all energy in the universe. And essentially, if you look at the electromagnetic spectrum, that expanding and contracting dark energy is a form of dark energy. It's the dark light, if you want to call it, versus the balanced light of the middle. That's the white light or the visible light that we see from the sun. So essentially, contracted energy and expanding energy is a form of dark energy, if you like. And the reason that I say that is in our own bodies, we're constantly undergoing the expansion and contraction of energy. Our muscles contract and expand, our heart muscle does the same, our lungs do the same. So essentially in our bodies we're constantly building up I suppose utilising expanding and contracted energy. Now all of that expanding, contracting energy, or dark energy I suppose you call it, needs to be released. Carbon essentially is created through the expansion and contraction energy, and our bodies deal with that in the way that we breathe in oxygen, and that oxygen gets in our lungs sort of converted into a gas that's taken into our blood, and the blood passes through the body, attaches to the carbon, and then is passed out in the reverse process, eventually being released as carbon dioxide through our breath. Now that's probably, the way I've explained it is incredibly simplified, and I'm sure scientists will say something in what I've said is not strictly correct, but in essence that's probably what we need to understand. And the interesting thing is that for this carbon to be released, we have to do it through the gas that we breathe out, and that breath, as I said, is called carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide's chemical formula is CO2. 1 part of carbon to 2 parts of oxygen. So essentially what we're saying is we have to inhale double the amount of oxygen to release 1 part of carbon. So basically what happens is throughout the day this carbon builds up in our body through all the expanding and contracting that we do through every metabolic process in our body. And we're constantly trying to get rid of this carbon through the inhaling of oxygen. But throughout the day, as I say, because we need 2 parts of oxygen to 1 part of carbon, it's not enough for us to be able to release all the carbon that's generated in our body. So gradually the carbon or dark energy starts to shut our bodies down, and that process is when we begin to feel tired. We're not able to release enough of this dark energy, and so this dark energy actually begins the process of shutting our body down, and ultimately that results in sleep. And I suppose the ultimate form of shutting down our bodies is death. Essentially every day we're going through the same process of trying to release all the carbon or dark energy, and it gradually shutting us down until we fall asleep. So in essence that's what's happening to our body every day. We're gradually being shut down to the degree that we eventually fall asleep. And then during the night we rest our bodies, we stop the vigorous expanding and contracting that we do during the day, so we cease building up all this dark energy, and at night we breathe deeply, we inhale a huge amount of oxygen, and because we're not expanding and contracting so much during the night, obviously this oxygen is able to bind with the carbon and release vast amounts of carbon during the night, or dark energy. And therefore we wake up in the morning, if we slept well and we slept long enough, we've released enough of this dark energy from the body, we feel invigorated again and we're ready to go for the next day. So that's the process of dark energy in our body and how it leads to sleep, and how sleep nourishes us and makes us ready to start the new day afresh and full of light and ready to go.